And friends, we have one more situation here. And unfortunately, Nimesh Shah, MD, CEO, ICICI, is right now, half an hour back, we got a message from with 103 viral fever. Till afternoon, he was fine. Till morning, he was all set. We had a discussion with the MasterStroke team that these are the things that we have to do the process. And suddenly he has fallen ill. So Praveen has not been well and Nimesh Shah has not been well. And but what we are doing here is that we have Gajendra here to moderate the session, and we have another nice gentleman, wise gentleman from ICICI Prudential, Amar Shah. And I have met him a couple of times, and I can tell you he is brilliant. And we are going to have Amar Shah on the platform now with Gajendra Kothari to be the moderator. Is Amar there, team, on the screen? Has Amar joined? Let us check it out and we will make it right. Give us a minute, please. So Amar is logging in. He just called up to check up the credentials and is logging in till the time Amar is here. Gajendra, can you put on your video? You're there? So let me ask you, Gajendra, where are you now? In the morning, you were at your home in Zorat.
Yeah, I'm now very closer to you, Brijesh, at Kolkata airport. I wish I would have come and attended the session from your office. So on my en route to Bombay.
Unbelievable this is. I'm so blessed. MasterStroke is so blessed. We have people like Gajendra Kothari, who is traveling to Bombay, and in spite of his scheduling, he accepted it, and he's adjusting all his travel plans to accommodate himself for doing both the moderation session. Right now, he's at the Calcutta airport, friends. So at your own place, you, although we may not see you, please, can I have a big round of applause for Gajendra Kothari to do it for MasterStroke and for the mutual fund fraternity. Thank you so much, Gajendra.
Thank you.
All right. So while Amar is joining in, let me introduce him. Amar joined ICICI Prudential Asset Management Company in January 2013. In his current role as the head of retail and institutional business, big man, head of retail and institutional business, he is responsible for driving the overall business objectives. For most part of his career, he has been associated with ICICI Prudential in various roles, having started his career in 2001, 21 years of experience. In his past role as head of retail business at ICICI Prudential, he drove the organization to a leadership position. Prior to this, he was responsible for managing key institutional clients and driving overall business growth. He has an overall work experience of 20 years across the banking and financial services industry. His qualifications include BCom, R.A. Poddar College of Commerce and Economics, Mumbai, and Masters of Management Studies, Finance, Narsimhanji Institute of Management Studies, Mumbai. So this is the profile of Amar. I think he has joined team. So we need to finish this by 4:45, 4:50, get the latest so that we can close on
Yes, sure.
time.
Hi,
Hi, Amar. How are you?
sorry. So I had joined in and I saw your entire, like at least the last part of the session, but I don't know why the glitch. So I'm so sorry about it.
Absolutely no problem at all. So
I
thankful that
heard
you have
all the
joined.
kind words you spoke about me and the long introduction that you gave me, but I don't know
Oh,
the
you heard
system.
it. So I thought I will tell you that I did introduce you.
Yes, absolutely. No, I was
Wonderful.
there,
So
but I just could not come in the panel. I'm sorry for the audience.
fantastic. And I hope
Gajendra,
Nimesh is, is doing well. Now his fever, nothing else, nothing serious,
So
right?
he's yet to respond to my message because he also messaged to check. In fact, I came to know about his health from you all. Let me put it that way, right? But yeah, he should be okay. Should be okay.
All right, fine. So Gajendra, all right.
Fantastic. Thank you, Brijesh. Good afternoon, friends, yet again. Welcome to the second kind of session which I'm moderating. Thank you, Amar, for making it for this at the last minute. Okay, so as you are aware, our topic is, the future MFD version 2.0. So I would like to kind of ask you that, at ICICI, we always talk about scale, okay? And you have demonstrated in your role that how you build up the business, such a large team, and even Nimesh used to talk about how he's building up scale in the fund management business also. So what is your message to MFDs on scaling up the business, as version 2.0? Because next decade I think is going to be the golden decade for our industry. So how do we take the advantage of this growth opportunity that we have and learn some, kind of insights from the way ICICI does business, in whether it is banking or mutual funds?
Yeah, Gajendra, thank you so much. And it's our favorite subject because every time people come to our office, whether it's our, I think last time when you had come and any of our partners, कोई भी partner जब office आता है, right? I think हमारा एक tune is common, that scale, size, and I think that we get it from the group also, because in a country like India, if you do not scale up, then there is so much of potential over here, right? So our take on scale is very simple, Gajendra. I think that the market is infinite. Nobody needs to be told about it. Actually, पिछले 10 साल में हमने देखा ही है कि the scale that can come in this business. And then every other variable of the market is also very positive. So you have a tailwind of performance and markets buoyant. You have technology that is supporting you. You have the other day I was meeting one partner and he said, hold on 1 minute, or मेरे को एक transaction कर लेने दो. And I think it doesn't matter where you are, you can. So I think every variable and every tailwind जो हम बोलते हैं वो तो है for doing the scale. I think the challenge is, and this is Gajendra, my take, and I'm going to give some bit of a shot to this whole thing. The challenge is that I think people are contented right now. So at ICICI, what happens, and the way we look at it, is that we always have a target. So what we do today, and we say, okay, how do we do more, right? But the challenge that I see in the MFD space is some bit of content that people have at this point of time. I was in Ranchi the other day, or the presentation that I did with some data to the MFDs was that lot of the AUM today is thanks to market. एक्चुअली आप उसके टुकड़े करोगे और उसको नेट सेल्स में तोड़ोगे और मार्क टू मार्केट में तोड़ोगे ना, तो अ लार्ज पार्ट ऑफ टुडेज एसेट्स आर बिकॉज ऑफ मार्क टू मार्केट. The net sales, if I knock off SIP, then actually there is no net sales that is happening to that extent, right? And this is last 2 years data for that matter. So I think my message would be very simple, that I think the way we look at scale is that, do I have customers? Am I hungry to keep on getting more and more customers? Do I find all the means and mediums to reach out to newer and newer customers? And lastly, am I doing justice to the customer? So I think the challenge, the bigger challenge on scale is also that, and Gajendra, this is something slightly against the discussion we had. I know you are super obsessed and with equity as an asset class, right? But I think for us, the way we look at it is that the scale will come when you look at the entire client's portfolio. So people largely are obsessed with equity and believe that that's the only asset class which can bring in scale. But if you look at it, 1,60,000 crores of deposit base, which has not even come to the mutual fund, and मैं तो अभी gold, real estate वो सब गिन भी नहीं रहा हूँ. I think there is huge opportunity to get that part of the money to bring in scale over here. And when you get that part of the money, I don't think that you should straight away rush that into a small cap. While it's a fantastic proposition for next 10 years through SIP. If you have lump sum for 10 years, you buy small cap, it's not a problem. Equities will deliver returns.
Correct.
But you have to be mindful of the fact that you're getting a very conservative part of money into the system. And when you get that part of the money into the system, right, I think that then the choices have to be very, very different. So to me, of course, you have to adopt technology, you have to get more customers, etc., etc. But I think the largest thing that you have to manage is the experience of the customer. And today, in a era where information is just available at the click of the button, and there is too much of it, and it's too much of confusion. Right. So when that is the case, the customer, for everything or every decision that has been wrongly taken, will start engaging and asking us questions again and again. Right. And he will be unreasonable. So, for example, till date, like my father, for example, will be a very big investor into balance advantage fund, but absolutely has no idea how it works. Right. So for him, what matters is when he sees his 9% experience on his app, he's fine. He's saying, okay, this is good. I don't have to pay too much of tax on it. So I think scale will come if you bring in a huge section of money, but it is not necessary equity money. So industry has beautifully created fixed income franchisee. Industry has beautifully created the hybrid franchisee, and हम लोग तो उसके fan है. We take pride in saying pioneering that hybrid category, specifically balance advantage fund. So I think at a larger level, the scale to us is coming, the money coming from that side to this side, which is sitting in a very conservative asset class, and then bringing it in a right way into the mutual fund bucket. And if you can do that, then that experience, eventually you have to give that 8%, 9% compounding experience on that bucket of money at least. And if you can do that, I think फिर सवाल विश्वास का है. राइट अगर पैसे बना के दे दिए तो विश्वास आ जाता है एक बार, उसके बाद फिर कोई सवाल नहीं आता है.
Fantastic. On a lighter note, Amar, you know why I'm obsessed with equity, because मुझे अगर 1 idiot बनना है 50 से पहले 100 crores करके दिखाना है, तो डेट में तो मुझे नहीं लगता है कि इतना बड़ा wealth बनेगा. So I have no option but to rush and get high returns. But I agree with you that if you have to make your business grow, and you said people are contented, and I was seeing the MP data recently which came out of the gross commissions. Hardly people have 10% as net sales. Brijesh का एक बहुत बड़ा ये रहा है that thumb rule कि 1% of your AUM should be SIP so that you get 12% net sales every year. But अगर हमारा overall SIP के बाद भी अगर 10% नहीं आ रहा है, I think somewhere either we are content or we are not doing right, in scaling up and thinking the business. But एक चीज बताओ, आपने BAF की बात की, and ICICI has always been credited for pioneering this category. This is one category where after ICICI, now the whole industry has also kind of lapped it up, and it has become the biggest category, the go-to product in the hybrid space. Okay, it has surpassed the balance fund, high aggressive one. But somehow in that space, because we have 10, 15, 20 funds, वहां पे कोई ऐसा एक सिंपल फंड नहीं है जहाँ पे आप डालो और भूल जाओ, जहाँ पे कोई रिस्क नहीं है क्लाइंट को, एंड ही कैन ऑलवेज एक्सपेक्ट बेटर देन एफडी रिटर्न्स. अगर ऐसा हम कुछ सिंप्लीफाई कर सकें, and this message goes out to all the distributors that you could just park in this fund and your debt allocation is complete. Would you want to throw some light? Because somehow I think most of the distributors in tier 3, tier 4 towns want a very simple, simplified solution like a PAF कि आपको सोचने का जरूरत नहीं है, fill it, shut it, forget it kind of thing. So something on this, on the, and see in this hybrid category, you're now going ahead with app fund, asset allocation fund, multi-asset fund, and so as to have less volatility and have a complete diversification asset allocation. But maybe on debt particularly, and also on the equity side, one simple fund, because if you're talking about scale, it has to be few products and then just go and kind of make it large.
Yeah. So Gajendra, I understand the dilemma, because क्या होता है कि एक जब मैं traditionally debt मतलब मेरे दिमाग में एक deposit है इंस्टेंट ग्रेटिफिकेशन है, मतलब मेरे हाथ में एक सर्टिफिकेट आ जाता है कि एग्जैक्टली इतने दिनों के बाद आपको इतने पैसे मिलने वाले हैं और आपका रिटर्न ये होने वाला है, जिसपे आप टैक्स भरो ना भरो आपका टैक्स स्लैब के हिसाब से होगा. So that is the mindset because of which there is this 1,60,000 crores that is lying there. एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी है, एंड फ्रॉम द रिमोटेस्ट ऑफ द विलेज इन गुजरात, एंड आई वुड एक्चुअली, आजकल इंडिया में किसी भी जगह को रिमोट नहीं बोल सकते, सो पार्डन दैट पार्ट ऑफ इट, राइट? इट्स सुपर डेवलप्ड, बट I got a call few days back from a very big partner, and he said in Gujarati कि अमर भाई को ऐसा प्रोडक्ट बताओ ना कि मैं क्लाइंट को बोल सकूं इस दिन डालो इस दिन निकालो इतना पैसा आपको मिल जाएगा. सेम सवाल जो आपने मुझे पूछा, राइट? तो मैंने बोला सर वो प्रोडक्ट तो मैं आपको आज ही अभी का भी बता देता हूं, पर आपके पैसे नहीं बनेंगे उसमें, क्योंकि वो एक आजकल इंडस्ट्री में वो प्रोडक्ट हमेशा से ही था. इंडस्ट्री उसको फिक्स मैच्योरिटी प्लान कहती थी, जहां पे आपकी स्टार्ट डेट एंड डेट आपको पता है और आपको पता है कि क्लाइंट को कितने पैसे मिलने वाले, पर उसमें आपके पैसे नहीं बनेंगे. अब इंडस्ट्री ने क्या कर दिया, इंडस्ट्री ने उसका एक अच्छा सा वेरिएंट निकाल दिया है. इंडस्ट्री ने कुछ इंडेक्स फंड्स लॉन्च कर दिए हैं, जैसे कि आप आज लगा दो पैसे और 2028 सितंबर में आपको पैसे मिल जाएंगे, आपके रिटर्न 7-7.25% आ जाएंगे. तो पर मैंने बोला सर उसमें क्या है, खर्चे इतने कम रखते हैं हम कि आपको हम ब्रोकरेज नहीं दे पाएंगे. तो बहुत बढ़िया बात कही, बोलते हैं अमर एक्चुअली मैं ना HDFC लिमिटेड का सबसे बड़ा डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर हूँ, बहुत जल्दी वो इंस्ट्रूमेंट ही नहीं रहने वाला है, वो तो बैंक बन जाने वाली, और मैं बैंक के कोई प्रोडक्ट थोड़ी ना डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करूंगा. और मैं HDFC लिमिटेड का इतना बड़ा डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर इसलिए हूं कि वो मेरा एक एंट्री स्ट्रैटेजी है, वो मेरी एक स्ट्रैटेजी है जहां पे मैं कस्टमर को बोलता हूँ लगा दो पैसे आपको 6% मिल जाएंगे, और वो 6% के बाद मैं उसको ठीक से ट्रैक करता हूँ, मुझे पता होता है इस दिन पैसे, तो मैं पेशेंट रहता हूँ 1 साल 2 साल 3 साल तक, जब तक वो पैसे वहां पे लॉक्ड है. पर मुझे पता है 3 साल बाद मैं एक बैंकर बन जाऊंगा. बैंकर का मतलब ये कि एक बैंकर को हमेशा स्क्रीन पे पता होता है कि कस्टमर के कितने पैसे आ रहे हैं, कितने पैसे जा रहे हैं, कहां से आ रहे हैं, कहां जा रहे हैं. तो मैं बैंकर बन जाता हूं जब वो HDFC लिमिटेड का पेपर देता हूं. तो अगर HDFC लिमिटेड का मैं बेच रहा था डिपॉजिट, तो मुझे मिल रहा था 12 ना 1% मिल रहा था, पर 3-3 4-4 साल तक पैसे भी लॉक थे. आप हमें 15-20 पैसे भी दे दोगे तो हमारे पैसे तो उतने ही बनने हैं. फर्क इतना है कि हमको सालाना आने या महीने महीने में आने, एक साथ नहीं आने, उतना फर्क है ना. और इवेंचुअली अमर ये पैसा मेरा बैलेंस एडवांटेज फंड का पैसा है. एक बार मैंने क्लाइंट का ट्रस्ट जीत लिया, एक बार उसको 100 रुपए के 107 रुपए मैंने वापस दे दिए ना, उसके बाद वो क्लाइंट मेरी सुनना शुरू कर देता है. सो टू आंसर यू, देयर आर प्रोडक्ट्स, unfortunately people don't look at it. Of course there are credit risk fund, there are all season bond fund, they will have उनकी NAV volatility होती है. पर गजेंद्र एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग डेटा है जो आई थिंक हमारी टीम भी ग्राउंड पे शेयर करेगी लोगों के साथ. हमने देखा है कि 3 साल का रोलिंग रिटर्न पिछले 10 साल का अगर क्रेडिट रिस्क फंड, एटलीस्ट ICICI का क्रेडिट रिस्क फंड या ऑल सीजन बॉन्ड फंड का देख लो, तो आपको FD से 3 साल रोलिंग में ज्यादा ही मिला है. भले ही एक साल में 2% आया हो किसी बुरे साल में, लाइक जस्ट फ्यू डेज बैक 1 year रिटर्न्स वर वेरी पैथेटिक बिकॉज रेट्स ऊपर गई थी. तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं अगर आप क्लाइंट को ये समझा सको कि 3 साल तक NAV ना देखना तो आपको डिपॉजिट से ज्यादा मिलना ही है, होपफुली मिलना ही है.
नहीं, आपने बहुत अच्छी बात बताई. आई थिंक दिस इज वन प्रोडक्ट कैटेगरी, टारगेट मैच्योरिटी फंड्स, जो एक बहुत बड़ी एंट्री स्ट्रेटेजी बन सकती है. और इससे स्केल करना बहुत इजी हो सकता है. और एंड इसका जो इमीडिएट कंपटीशन बैंक FD है वो बहुत आराम से हम लेके आ सकते हैं इसका. और फिर एक बार कस्टमर आपके फोल्ड में आ गया तो फिर आप उसको जहाँ जैसी इच्छा है उसको आप गाइड कर सकते हो. तो फ्रेंड्स, MFD friends, I think this is one idea if we can take from this session. Don't look at your margins for this. This is a great new client acquiring strategy. उसको कोई रिस्क नहीं होगा, कोई लॉस नहीं होगा, कोई he knows what he is in getting in on day one. टैक्स एफिशिएंसी है, लिक्विडिटी भी है. FMP में तो हमारी लिक्विडिटी नहीं थी, तो यहाँ तो लिक्विडिटी भी है. बिल्कुल, बहुत बड़ा है. तो और आपको मार्जिन जो मिल रहे हैं वो HDFC डिपॉजिट्स के बराबर मिल रहे हैं. तो फिर आई थिंक ये कैटेगरी हमको बड़ी बनानी चाहिए. फैंटास्टिक. आई थिंक दिस वाज अ वेरी ग्रेट इनसाइट.
तो एक और चीज सॉरी ऐड करूंगा एक्चुअली, जैसे और इतना ब्यूटीफुल ये मैच करता है बिकॉज इसमें ना 2000 किसी की 2026 की सीरीज है, किसी के पास 27 की है, 28 की है, 30 की है, 33 की है. हमने सेबी में 62 की सीरीज फाइल कर दी है. राइट, सो वी हैव फाइल्ड 2062. मतलब आप डालो आपको 2062 तक क्या रिटर्न आने वाले वो आप इंटरमीडिएट NAV वोलेटिलिटी छोड़ दो, 2062 तक रहोगे तो इतने पैसे बनेंगे,
तो मिल जाएंगे. सही बात.
सो चॉइसेस आर अ लॉट.
फैंटास्टिक. And anything on the same on equity side, do you think can be a one to I mean, of course, flexi cap one fund was meant for that, but abhi multi cap bhi aa gaya, and then focus and stuff, and that's how we confuse the investor, and even distributors get confused themselves. Any thoughts on that? If you think there could be simplification there?
So, Gajendra, actually, एकदम ऑनेस्ट जवाब दूंगा, है ना. एज अ मैन्युफैक्चरर क्योंकि हमें हर सेगमेंट के कस्टमर को केटर करना है, और हम ही नहीं, आई थिंक लगभग सभी मैन्युफैक्चरर हर तरह के प्रोडक्ट्स है ना शेल्फ पे लगा देंगे, राइट. सो ऑफ कोर्स सेबी कैटेगराइजेशन ने तो थोड़ी सी जिंदगी सिंप्लीफाई कर दी है सेक्शन ऑफ द पोर्टफोलियोज के लिए, लेकिन उसके बाहर भी बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट्स हैं. और हमें लगता है कि उसकी जरूरत भी है, क्योंकि अलग अलग मार्केट डायनामिक है ना. मार्केट में कभी कुछ चलेगा, कभी कुछ नहीं चलेगा. सो यू विल ऑलवेज वांट चॉइसेस. सो दैट इज द जॉब एज अ मैन्युफैक्चरर वी विल डू. कभी कभी कोई मुझे पूछता है तो मैं भूल जाता हूँ कि मेरा प्रोडक्ट भी है कि नहीं है. इट इज इतने सारे प्रोडक्ट. I think the simplicity, Gajendra, is not about products, is my view. See, again, when I was in Ranchi and as I was talking to people, मैं एक बंदे को मिला जिसने बोला मेरे पास आपके है ना लगभग कुछ 22 अलग अलग प्रोडक्ट है, मैंने आपको 100 में से 60 रुपया दिए पर 22 प्रोडक्ट है, तो मैं क्या करूं. तो मेरा जवाब ये था कि देखो, एज अ मैन्युफैक्चरर ना हम जू बनाएंगे, राइट. अभी आपको डिसाइड करना है कि आपको कौन सी जगह पे ज्यादा टाइम स्पेंड करना है. I think the classic mistake that people do, and Gajendra, this is my grievance with the entire MFD, कि लोग जब SIP भी करते हैं ना, तो ऐसे इंडस्ट्री की एवरेज टिकट साइज जो 2,500-3 हजार है, राइट, वो एक्चुअली कस्टमर लेवल पे शायद 2,500-3 हजार नहीं है. वो प्रॉब्लम ये है कि वो एक SIP 4 फंड में एक कस्टमर 4 SIP कर लेता है. तो कस्टमर ने तो हमको 10-12-15 हजार रुपए दिए, पर हम उसको तोड़ के 2,500-3 हजार कर देते हैं. So people over diversify. I think my take is very very simple, that if I was the someday when I am a MFD, मैं लाइफ अपनी बहुत सिंपल रखूंगा. मैं बोलूंगा ये मेरा रिस्क कैपिटल है, बहुत लॉन्ग टर्म है, यहाँ पे मैं स्मॉल कैप देख लूंगा. ये मेरा लिक्विडिटी कैपिटल है, ये 2-3 साल में मुझे कभी भी जरूरत पड़ती है, यहाँ पे मैं हाइब्रिड देख लूंगा एक. And eventually I'll pick up just 2 or 3 categories and then just educate the customer, be patient, and these categories will work. And within that, I think the larger role जो MFD को करना होगा is to fund house selection, right? And fund house selection is a difficult one. It's not very very easy because usually the only data that you have is past performance, unfortunately. And then you sprinkle on that is the margins, right? Past performance और margin का एक combination करके selection होता है, may not necessarily work. So that's the challenge that I see as a future challenge for a scale. But I think life simple रखनी चाहिए, is my view.
So अगर scale की बात करें, I think last 5-6 years we have seen quite a slew of consolidations happening in the MFD space. Script box के हम देख रहे हैं, Sapient है, अलग अलग models आ रहे हैं. आपको लगता है this is one good way to build scale?
So two parts to it, Gajendra. As a MFD, अगर मुझे ये पता है कि मेरी ये limitations है, right, and it is very important to realize that. तो हमारे corporate world में भी ये limitations होती है ना. हर employee जो जुड़ता है वो जाके CEO नहीं बन जाता है. तो somewhere कहीं ना कहीं पे लोग गिरते जाते हैं. At a particular level people top out कि बॉस ये top है, मेरी capability थी, मैं यहीं जा सकता हूँ. So I think there is consolidation is good because it brings in corporatization of distribution to that extent. People who believe they have reached their capacity can definitely go and sell out, merge, plug in, etc., etc. उसी के सामने there will be stronger players who will create a complete organization structure and say that I am the buyer, I am the acquirer, right? So consolidation to that extent is good because I think buyer को scale मिलती जाएगी, seller को exit मिलती जाएगी. Gajendra, the biggest problem today, and that's one project जो निमेश ने हमको दिया है अभी तक, हम मतलब I may take your help, Brajesh's help also, is actually the succession planning for a lot of MFDs. हम जितनी जगह जाते हैं या काफी जगहों पे I know people जहाँ पे second generation आनी नहीं है. My son, for example, will go to USA. I am uncertain whether he'll come back to India. I am not sure, right? So people think कि बॉस आज का मेरा काम है, आज का मेरा वजूद है, लेकिन ये इतनी people realize कि इतनी बड़ी franchise है कि आज जो मैंने सेल किया मैं 10 साल तक उस पे कमा सकता हूँ. The whole point is after 10 years, if you are not there or for some reason you can't do the business, how will you take the business forward? So I think even from the succession planning for a lot of MFDs, I think consolidation is a good thing that is happening in the industry.
I think, yeah, if you see even West, also America, they are huge platforms out there. You know, IFAs have latched on to the platforms and uske karan wo skill bana pate hain.
Absolutely.
So I think like maybe Scriptbox, just like it's a platform in some way, right? Or Sapient also, and there are many others, quite few. So I think this could be one way for many IFAs to plan succession planning. As in, agar nahi kharidna, so you can sell on the platform itself. You know, tomorrow one of your other kind of partners will buy it out. So this is one thing. अच्छा एक चीज बताओ अमर, आप you interact with a lot of MFDs across India. What is one or two good things that you like about MFDs which you don't handle, because you're handling institutional, you're handling distributors, national distributors. Yeah, that is one thing which strikes out in MFD space which you don't find elsewhere. And maybe one or two things which you're not so happy about it. I mean, of course, you mentioned in the beginning that many MFDs are also content now. उनको नहीं बढ़ाना है, तो that is not a good sign अगर इंडस्ट्री को बढ़ाना है. तो एक दो आप एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करोगे तो.
So different places you meet with different culture and different type of business, but I think one thing that is very exciting for the MFD that I find, because we look at lot of other channels, etc., and eventually MFD ek entrepreneur hai. I think the whole excitement of doing business, the connect with the customer, the passion that you see in MFD is phenomenal. And वेरी सिंपल ना सर, ये मतलब मैं ये कर रहा हूँ और इससे मैं अपने आप को स्केल कर रहा हूँ, मैं पैसे कमा रहा हूँ, मेरा बिजनेस बढ़ रहा है, मेरा एजुकेशन, माय नॉलेज इज इंक्रीजिंग, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. सो आई थिंक इट इज वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी द होल पैशन जो MFDs में है, द ओनरशिप. Customer is for life, right? Unlike a banker where the RM keeps on changing and customer is confused. So I think that continuity part and the passion with which MFDs are doing it is very very good. Another thing that जो मैंने notice किया है is that there is a section of new MFDs who are very hungry to also learn. So every time you talk to them, I think they listen. So I break MFD also into two parts, right? That there is section who has made it so successful that they know, boss मुझे पता है अब मुझे क्या करना है, मुझे अभी यहाँ से किसी और से नहीं सुनना है, मैं कर लूंगा. But 90% of the people still are very open to learning and training, and I think that's a good sign, because I think I when I was listening to Brijesh, and he also quoted Nilesh Bhai's example in his earlier session, that I think learning is a everyday phenomena that you should have. What I think is missing is to move to the next level, right? And मैं शायद वही टेप फिर से बजा रहा हूँ कि अगर मैंने एक ही लाइन एंड लेंथ पकड़ लिए मेरे बिजनेस की, तो मैं लगा हुआ हूँ उस पे, तो मैं आता हूँ, सुनता हूँ, लर्निंग की इच्छा भी बोलता हूँ, पर मैं इंप्लीमेंट और एग्जीक्यूशन में बहुत वीक हूँ. क्योंकि ये एज ब्रिजेश सेड, ये सेशन सुनोगे 2 दिन याद रहेगा, तीसरे दिन वापस नॉर्मल. सो इट इज यू हु कैन हेल्प योरसेल्फ एंड नोबडी एल्स कैन. सो आई थिंक दैट होल एग्जीक्यूशन ऑफ द लर्निंग्स is very very weak. And one thing that I think that MFD go wrong is lot of their decisions is based on past. Very difficult. Exactly. जिसको हम एकदम प्रो साइक्लिकल कहते हैं, और एटलीस्ट ICICI में हमारे मानना है कि पैसा काउंटर साइक्लिकल से बनेगा.
100%. And as you rightly said, na, if you are only selling past data, which these two online platforms can do, then why would the investors come to you, right? So you have to do something different.
That's happening. So people are not realizing, but it's so. In this forum, I can say that if there is a platform, then SEBI ने अभी rule बना दिया कि आप performance को 3 years से sort करोगे, फिर ही customer change कर पाता है, right? अगर वो 3, you can't. So as a platform, I have to show you 3 years only. So suddenly मैं देखता हूँ किस दिन मेरा टेक फंड टॉप 3 में है, किस दिन मेरा स्मॉल कैप है, मेरे फंड बदलते रहते हैं. अब आप इमेजिन करिए, राइट, कि अगर पीछे का देते रहोगे तो पहले दिन टेक डाल दिया, दूसरे दिन स्मॉल कैप में डालना पड़ेगा.
Correct. Great. So guys, I want to share one very important thing with you. It was 2014. I was invited to ICICI head office. It was a very core group of 20-25 people. And Nimesh Shah ने हमको एकदम plain words में कहा, and he doesn't mince his words, वो straight बात करते हैं, like यार आप लोग कर क्या रहे हो, India इतना grow होने वाला है, and you guys are very content with what you're doing. If I were you, I would take the best glass office in town, कांच की बड़ी building, and invest in my business. And this is one problem I see, that most of MFDs, today they don't invest in the business. So, and I got inspired, Amar, and I was at Andheri office. I shifted my operations from Andheri to Churchgate, South Bombay, took a larger office, took risk. और एक मेरे दोस्त ने बहुत अच्छी बात कही है कि एक बड़ी ऑफिस लो, और वो ऑफिस खाली लगेगी तो तुमको रात को नींद नहीं आएगी, and you will think यार इसको ऑफिस को कैसे भरना है, and that's the mantra for scale. So I think this is fabulous. So friends, next 10 years, I think, as Amar mentioned, if you have to scale it up, you have to keep it simple. You have to have that hunger for growth. Aana padega. And if you have no next generation planning to join you, then join a platform at least that your clients are taken care of when you're no more there, or when you want to retire from this business. So I think these are some of the areas. Well, I think almost time is up, Amar.
Yes.
Otherwise, I would have loved to ask you a few more questions. Brijesh, anything you want to add?
Not really. I think it is fabulous, and I consider Amar as one of the sharpest mind in the mutual fund industry, and his anecdotes and his examples are absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much, Amar, for this session and enlightening all of us. And I wish all the best to ICICI. For me, ICICI has a special place in my life, in my career, in my profession, because I started off with ICICI as an agency manager in 1997 at the time of Gajendra. And so, you never forget all those moments. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, Gajendra, for moderating this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.